Well, I came home a little early so I can get these boxes out of the rain. Rain's not FedEx's fault, but holy cow. So far, I can see the individual boxes for the rotors, but man, apparently the guy might be too weak to carry these things. I don't know, but let's see what's going on with them. Like I said, I think everything's individually wrapped, so the rotors themselves are tough. I was just afraid maybe bolts or something might fall out, but obviously there's no bolts. But another reason I want to take these out of the rain is I don't want rotors and cardboard boxes sitting on my porch getting all wet. I hear the rain right now, it's so loud. But I think everything's gonna be okay. I guess the more important part is, are they the right part number? And honestly, I won't be able to tell any of that until... good, there's my brakes. They didn't... Jesus Christ. Just falling out of the package, I see. Cool, way to package that shit. I don't know if that's from... Yeah, thank God this isn't the box that fell apart. I got... How many rotors is that? Or how many pads? That's 3. There's my hardware that's probably been... Sorry, here's my hardware. It's probably been smashed from poorly packaging. And there's the other pad. Well, hopefully they didn't get a lot of grease on it, because once it saturates grease, you ain't going nowhere. But what brand are these? I'll probably have to do a little bit... It looks so cheap. I guess you buy cheap... You buy cheap pads. They are the Z17 ceramic pads. Big whoop. Let's just hope they work, huh? Let's see. Out of curiosity, let's see what... At least what one rotor per box looks like before I go back to work. And this, it doesn't really mean anything, but these are the 355mm rotors for Infiniti M56 and a couple other products. So far they look good. They got a nice little zinc coating. The only thing I was a little concerned about, but hey man, when you're buying $300 rotors, let me see. The holes are countersunk a little bit. Not countersunk, oh my god, I guess countersink, I don't know what's, but just barely. I might see if I can clean those out. I have the ability to make those holes better, but so holy cow, there's already rust on these damn things. Actually, I don't know what that is. It might be not rust. I don't know. I can't see very well in here, but it feels gunky. Yeah, it's thicker. You can see it getting dirtier as we go, but so far these are interesting looking rotors. I think that bottom hole might be pretty low. From what I can tell, the pads probably will go above that circle, but we'll see. But overall, shit, they're cheap, but I guess they're nice as well. So that's a good other rotor. These should be the rear rotors, and I don't know if they're the right ones just yet. I'm gonna just assume they are. Holy shit, these are not the rear rotors. This is the front rotor. That other one's a rear rotor. That is, good God, huge. Anyway, that's what I got. I got huge rotors on my car. I'm gonna buy huge rotors from these guys. So you look where I think, again, I think that hole will just land. But the taper on these holes isn't phenomenal either. I don't know. Maybe I'll just leave them alone. Who cares? They're cheap brakes. But there is another box down there. But this stuff says front driver's side, which is kind of cool because the holes and the slots are specific to direction. Ooh, sexy. Measuring the old ones. I don't have, my mics don't go out this far, but I get on my stock ones with about what, 86,000, maybe a little less. I get 1.263. New ones I get 1.28. So new ones are a tad bit thicker, which is understandable. If I feel around the edge, is really not a wear, so usually you can feel a little bit, yeah, there's a little bit burr, but honestly, I don't think, actually what I'm measuring is that burr. I don't have mics to measure inside, so silly me. Anyway, these look a little thicker than stock. These say 30 mil, which is 1.18 inches, so I think we're good there. Let's see if I can find the markings on the stock ones. Couldn't really find a minimum thickness, but it doesn't matter because my new rotors are a little thicker. But all I could find was this part number, can't see it, doesn't matter, 2X10NJLOOF, or maybe 00F. One thing I did notice was that the pads don't hit the entire surface over there. There is this little chunk right here. So if I measure, of course I did it earlier, I get just about, well, God, can I measure overall? Nah. Anyway, assuming that these are the same diameter, which they kind of look like it, that scrub on that rotor is about 2.2 inches. And if I come over here, 2.2 inches lands just, you can't see on my camera because I got fat fingers. Anyway, 2.2 lands just shy of these holes. I don't know if I go all the way around, maybe. Yeah, that hole, let's see, gosh darn it. You can see on my tape measure 2.2 inches. So I'm at a dilemma. Do I want to, I am going to paint these because I hate rusted looking rotors. I was going to paint this, not this surface, but I was going to paint this inside just to make it look a little nicer, but I'm now contemplating, do I paint this right here so it'll be black all the time? I can actually probably paint a little further, maybe to these holes, and just let the pads wear out the black where it goes. I guess if I'm using spray paint I could do that, and if I don't like it, I can come back and wipe that off. But also, I don't want to paint this because what people don't know that your rims and tires bolted to your car, the lug nuts do work, but what's really holding your rim and your brakes on is compression? Is that the right word? Anyway, clamping force, that's what it is. When you tighten your bolts, it all relates to clamping force between these two surfaces. So sometimes a good tire shop, when you go get your tire changed, they will actually scrub the inside of your rotors if they take them off, but mostly they'll clean this outside, this crud. I keep this cleaned regularly, but you can see I got some rust going on. That's why I don't want to paint this surface, but I do want to paint this edge. And if I'm not mistaken, again, assuming that this inner part of the rotor is the same size, this comes out to about close to .49, maybe 488. If that comes out over here, I can just keep it. Oh, sorry. It's pretty close. So when you have a rim on, you can actually see this part right here. That's because I want this black. I think these are actually black. Holy cow. Well, they're dark, but it looks like they were a black at one time. I don't know if these are OEM. Seeing that part number, I say they are. But the car before I got it was molested a little bit, so who knows what they've done. I wouldn't be surprised if I find different rotors on the other side, but if I come across... can you get it? Can I get in there? You can see maybe just a little bit, maybe just a little bit poking out. There's my rotor and my rim. So I kind of want that to be black, kind of like how this is now. I never realized that it was black. So I'm going to try to paint part of this. And, man, these things are heavy. And I am going to try to, I live in Arizona, rust isn't an issue, but it's in the back of my head. So I'm going to try to get a little high temp paint on this, get these clean. Then maybe inside the vanes if I can use some forced air or something like that. Not sure just yet, but these look like keepers. Another thing I was going to do, if you look, these are, it's hard to tell, but they barely get a countersink on that. So what I tried already, I don't know if you can see the difference with this camera, but I kind of went in there just a little bit. Not enough. I know people are probably wondering, what the hell are you doing? But honestly, I just like it better that way. I don't know why. I'm just going to do it because it's free. And I do have a drill press, but I don't think I need to be that accurate. These aren't super duper Honda Type R race graphite composite rotors. These are just cheapo rotors, so see how that goes. So I masked roughly a little circle where I think the rotors are going to be rubbing, so I'm actually going to mask off just a little bit beyond this line and I'll let the rotors remove the leftover paint. But I did my little, well, I made a little ghetto whooshy 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 thingy. So I decided not to paint this inside. Just no one's gonna see it, and I live in Arizona. It's not gonna rust, but I do need to mask it off when I decide to overspray, or when I do spray these edges. I have some decal material for my laser printer, so I cut up some 6-inch circles. This side is just slightly smaller than 6 inches, but all I really need to do is mask off the mounting area. So I'll put that in. I'm not gonna paint any of this. I'm not even gonna, you know, back off the circles or anything like that, or whatever you want to call that. But anyway, well, I'm all messed up. Everything looks good. Everything's prepped with brake cleaner. Cleaned up everything. Time to mix my VHT flame-proof paint with my Manwich paint mixer. Lucky for me, I had this leftover ceiling fan that I was able to disassemble. It's not the best deal, and it's sloppy, but you know what? A lot better than trying. Oh, it's not balanced. By the way, got a smoking deal on brake cleaner from Everything's 99 cents or whatever. Yeah, everything's 99 cents, but $1.99 for a full can of Acura brand brake cleaner. Anyway, picked up 6 cans of that shit. It's good stuff. Pretty. Anyway, like this rough shit right here, it's gonna get worn out by the pads. There was a sticker that said front left. I think I'm just gonna put myself a little reminder. Front left. Front left. I'll probably forget what that is. Don't forget the little holes. Don't forget the holes. small detail, but hey. Part of the paint curing process, you have to heat it up to get it fully cured, but unfortunately it does not fit in my little toaster slash powder coat oven, so I'm just going to have to baby them until I can get them on the car and let them cure by using the brakes. Nighty night, little termite. Now the rears. I would say that these are less quality. It's hard to say, but there's some spotchiness. That's looks like someone dropped their lunch on there, but it's probably from the zinc plating. There's some casting defects that kind of stand out. I didn't inspect the other ones so much, but just opening the package, this really just stood out. More stuff. Let's see if I can. There's our numbers. Minimum thickness, 18 millimeters. I don't have the factories off so I can measure, but there's something. Where'd it go? There you go. I don't know if you can get a zoom in on that, but there's some funkiness going on. I could have sworn there was some more. Yeah, that same funkiness kind of worked its way onto here. Not a big deal. It's going to be abraded anyway, but I don't know. Just shows a sign of the quality. That's actually got some fingernails, but I'm not worried about that. The holes kind of use some countersinking, just like the other one. It's not so great. I thought that was a lug hole, but that's something else. But the inner surface where the parking brake will go on looks pretty good. This one has that 6-inch circle that's going to match the OEM rims, but on this side there's no way for me to figure out the center, so I'm going to have to figure that out. And then looking at the old or the OEM rotors, there is maybe about a 1/4 inch that's not going to rub on the brake, so I'll probably do some overspray on that. I'll figure that all out, but yeah, this is the one. This is the rears. The rear driver's side looks a little better. Less stuff. I don't see too many casting defects or features. A little crusty there. But overall on the sides, not too shabby. Alright. Now we're clean. Does that sound good? Huh. It's not as free flowing as I thought it would be. Oh, we'll see on the other wheel. Nope. This one sounds about the same. Oh yeah, by the way, once you get your brakes out using one of these handy dandy caliper spreaders from Amazon, this is probably the cheapest one I could find. It's probably like $7, but it's actually working. Cool. The retainers look about the same, but I'm going to go and just keep using the new ones. I kind of cleaned them up with a wire wheel and some degreaser. So here's the OEM one compared to the Callahan one. Let's see if I can do this. See some of the thickness. Let's see, the OEM ones have a shiny shim, and the other ones have this regular shim, so who knows. But I'm going to go and switch them anyway. The OEM ones are still good. For some sense, I mean, it's got 70,000 miles. I have a feeling these are the original ones, but I'm going to replace them, see how they go. Also, all 4 of these Callahan ones are Z1 blah blah ceramic pads. They don't have the same slots, but they, I don't know, the metal, this is kind of crusty and kind of rusty, so I'm not too sure what to think about that. You can't tell. Anyway, but these 4, they don't quite say front, right, left, or anything like that, so not a big deal. The only difference is that one will have the metal scraper or the indicator, and that's about it. God, I still got a lot of meat before I hit that scraper. Part of me is really contemplating putting these ones in, but here we are. Clean already. Oddest thing, the new set only came with one. Oh man, only came with one noisemaker or a low indicator. But maybe the other side didn't come with one. But so far, that's what it is. Working on the rear passenger side, looks like OEM did have a low noisemaker. Huh. Well, we're all buttoned up. Let's go for a drive. Oh yeah, by the way, my little theory about that 6-inch circle that needs to be not painted worked out. All the wheels seem to match pretty good. Let's see. This ring still needs to be worn out, but again, time for a test drive. Well, I've got them bedded in, or I got the brake pads bedded in, and I am now just doing some light driving, trying to let those rotors cool down, but man, do they stink. Honestly, right now the brakes don't feel any better. If anything, I think they feel worse. When I come to a stop, they feel a little, I don't know, lumpy. I was hoping that'd go away after a couple of beds, but it really isn't that great. They do stop, but I think my ABS kicks in. If I step on them too hard, the ABS starts kicking in. It might be bald tires, I don't know, but anyway, I would say no better. I mean, I know they're the ceramic Z71 R-Type VTEC super duper brake pads, but honestly, they don't feel any better. I'm hoping maybe hopefully maybe when the zinc wears off these things, they'll get a little bit better. Probably number one mistake is I didn't bleed the brake system, but I'm not a big believer in bleeding a system that you didn't open. Better braking? I don't know. Time will tell. Well, I also forgot to mention I was a little hesitant about doing the countersinks on these holes just to give them a little bit better appearance, but I went at a very high speed on a back road. I won't say how fast, but I went really fast, and I don't have a balance issue. I guess that was a gamble that I won, but man, they stink. If you can get in there, you can see how close to that last hole that the pads actually rub. So I guess I did pretty good. I've seen some pads where, I've seen some rotors where half that circle is only half that circle is being worn. I wish I could name the brand. I know they're a cheap brand that do it, but I was thinking since these were so cheap that I might be in the same boat where that last hole. Or can you see that? You can see that last hole just inside the wear. Let's go to the rears. Well, you can see in the rear, it kind of. Let's see if we can get a better look. Just hits that hole. Disappointed. Bendejo disappoint. That's okay. These are cheap rotors. I still have the OEMs. They're still good. As for braking, these look like they still need some braking. There's still some what looks like the zinc coating on there, but again, oh well. They stop. They work. Also, right now the car has about 70,400 miles. I'll put an update maybe around 75,000 miles to see if these things are actually holding up. I don't track this car. I don't do anything drastic. I just drive it to work, and every once in a while maybe I'll get in a street race or something like that. But again, these rotors won't see too much hard work, but we'll see if they last. I'll update you. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention, a lot of people say, well, the slots in the rotors, the slots in the holes will make your pads wear out quicker, and that may be true, but I don't put a lot of miles on this thing. Also, if you have these kind of brakes, I don't know about the basic brakes, but these upgraded brakes on the M56, the 4-piston fronts and the dual piston back, they are the easiest brakes to change. Honestly, you pull a cotter pin, pull some other pins, take the brakes out, put new brakes in, and you're done. So Even if these do wear out prematurely, I don't care.